Hello and welcome back to the Rugby League Hub podcast. It's a weekly podcast in which we discuss the goings-on of the rugby league world. After our short Christmas break, we're back in the studio and once again joined by Ross Williams. How are we?
I'm not too bad, mate. Good to be back. Plenty to talk about as ever. So
Yeah, a lot to talk about
Yeah.
over this Christmas period has gone on. I think we'll start with the RFL and all the changes that are to be made, we should say. Obviously, Nigel Woods stepped down as the chief executive after a majority vote from the clubs, and the search for someone new to bring in some fresh ideas has started. What do we make of this decision?
I think it had been quite well reported. I think that Wood were probably done after this year, and obviously, I mean, they made it quite obvious when he took the RLIF job. About 2 days later, they announced, I think, like Sunday night about 10:30. That he took that job 2 days later. So that had clearly been in the works for a while anyway. He wanted that top job rather than the RFL. I think at this point we do need a bit of a change. I think it's the right time to throw some fresh ideas in. We can't afford to. I think we're in a good spot really. I think after last year, I think about like 2017. I think it's in terms of Super League. I don't think the quality as such was up there. I don't think it was like a real vintage year in terms of quality overall. I mean, Castleford had the moments, as did Wakefield, Salford, St Helens towards the end, Leeds. But overall, I don't think it was the best. But it was a season that had a lot of excitement, and I think fan enjoyment was right up there. I think it certainly ended on a bit of a high with the playoffs and all that kind of thing. And then you went into the World Cup with all the stories. You had plenty there, and I think we kind of need to keep that ball rolling now. We've got a little bit of momentum. We can't afford that to really stop.
Yeah, I think if you're looking at it as a time for change, I think there's no better time. As you say, There's obviously the hype around the World Cup that there was, and you know some of the games we saw towards the end of the Super League season, I just said, were probably